Roichi, Archbishop of Mwanza, my brother bishops present here, my brother priests present here, the Secretary General of the Episcopal Conference, the rector, staff and seminarians of Peramiho, the rectors of the other major seminaries present here, the cabinet minister, Madam Jevista Mahagama, all government officials here, ladies and gentlemen, protocols, all protocol observed. I am very grateful to you, Your Grace, Archbishop Daru, for allowing me, together with the board, to come here and inviting me to this function. I'm deeply touched by your kind words of warm welcome and also the warm welcome I received from the rector and staff and seminarians. I'm very grateful indeed. And it shows the universality of the church, but also the unity of the church. So I'm very touched by what I've seen here, the unity among the bishops, the unity among the priests and all the friendliness that we have experienced since I came. I did not come alone. I came with a number of people from working in my office, also with 2 priests, because we also had other projects to visit. So many thanks to you, Your Grace. Many thanks to Father Rector. And I also want to thank the Benedictines who have hosted us here, of course, at the request of the Rector and His Grace Daru. The Benedictines on this occasion, we really thank them from the bottom of our hearts. They are the ones who planted the faith in this beautiful part of this country, of this beautiful country. They did it not as if they were on a picnic. They paid a very heavy price. My little history of the area tells me that some of them died very young, including a young bishop and young sisters who were killed not far from here. They took the salvation of the people of this area extremely seriously and paid the ultimate price to lead them to heaven. Sometimes we who live in very comfortable times take the salvation of souls very lightly. The Benedictines, especially the pioneering ones, the price they paid should always be a reminder that salvation is not cheap. It was attained by the death and resurrection of our Master. And all those who want to be saved must participate in this same death. So to you, the Benedictines, we are very grateful. Some of you have returned to the Father. Some of you are still with us. There's a saying that missionaries don't die. They only return to the one who sent them. It can truly be said about you, the Benedictines, both male and female. We are very grateful. I would like to thank the kind words of the cabinet minister here. What she said, and followed there in broad terms. The bishop was asking, are you following what you are saying? I'm very proud to learn that you are a product of the Benedictines here. And so I think you are very familiar with the monks. And as we approach towards Christmas, I hope as we approach Christmas, you'll know what the monks like when they are not praying, and you will remember them at Christmas at least. I want to thank you, Madam Cabinet Minister, and I assure you that we, the people of Malawi and the people of Tanzania here, enjoy very cordial relationships. I have 5 seminarians here, and I intend to send more at the mercy of the board. But we, as the Diocese of Karonga, which borders the Diocese of another friend of mine, Bishop Changura here in Maheya, We are also trying our best to contribute to this cordial relationship. Another friend of mine here, Bishop Maluma, I take from his diocese every year now 4 girls and two boys to my secondary schools there. So 6 Tanzanians always cross the Songwe to the Diocese of Karonga to learn in our schools. We are one people, and we will continue to do our best to show our solidarity, to show our brotherhood, and that we are one. Allow me, I will not go beyond that, Cabinet Minister, to say you, the government you are serving, particularly the President here in this country, in this part of Africa, he has demonstrated that it is possible to be a president and to still to be sane and to still be wise. He's done great things for this country. We are very grateful. And I think all of us, many of us, would wish to see in Africa many presidents who can deliver in practical terms like your president in this country. We are really proud of him. A man of the sense of nationalism and patriotism that was identified with the founding fathers of nations in Africa. After that, I think they all went to a picnic and things didn't change very much. But His Excellency Magufuli certainly is a great example to all the politicians. Allow me, Madam Cabinet Minister, to speak to you now as your bishop. You are a Catholic. You are our product. Demonstrate to the world that it is possible to hold a high position in society and yet to be a humble and faithful follower of Jesus Christ. Father Rector, as I said in my homily, I don't want to repeat, we request you to continue working very hard together with the other formators to provide high quality formation to our seminarians. The Christians need them, the church needs them, God needs them. But also you, Father Rector, and your staff, continue to make Peramiho train priests for the universal church. Don't forget that the first priests of Malawi and eastern part of Zambia were actually trained in this country at Kiparapara. The rector of Kiparapara is somewhere there. This is what it should be. Train these priests for the universal church. I know my brother, His Excellency Daru, would want to have as many priests of his priests staying here. But the church is not like that. You might send them out to other places, and I think he was talking about that. So we must train the priests for the universal church. They must be familiar with the wider world and be prepared to do so. On my part, we as the Diocese of Karonga, as I've said, we have 5 seminarians here. I would like to say to you, Archbishop Daru, that we are quite prepared when the Diocese of Karonga is only 7 years old and now we have only 14 priests. But in future, we are quite prepared to send some of the priests to the dioceses in this country. We are quite prepared as a diocese. To the board, I think in Malawi, I also happen to carry the burden of being chairman of seminaries. The biggest burden of running a seminary are 2 things: finances and personnel. So I would like to thank the seminary board. This seminary sets a good example. There are many things that they do for themselves. There are many things that the seminarians do. This is the direction. So I would like to appeal to my brother bishops on the board to continue finding ways of making sure that this seminary can sustain itself in terms of personnel, but also in terms of financial resources. Counting on our good friends in Germany, Britain, and elsewhere now is very futile. Their support is extremely numbered at this stage. We just cannot continue to run the church in that way. But you have already made a lot of initiatives. I envy what the rector tells me, the initiatives that you have in mind. This is the right direction. Actually, last year I wanted to send all the rectors in Malawi to come here, because as I've said, I'm also Bishop Chairman for seminaries. I wanted to send them here, plus some of our seminarians who think that because they are seminarians, they can't touch a hole. We have some, I wanted to say crazy seminarians like that, but we can't say seminarian is crazy. But we have some seminarians like that. And yet here in Peramiho, when I was sending the first group of seminarians here, they gave me the list of things that I needed to buy for them. The boots, the mops, things like those, which the seminarians in Malawi is unheard of, to ask a bishop for boots and slashes. They don't. Here they do. So, learning from my brother Bishop Maruma, I decided that every year when the seminary finish the academic year, they go and work on my coffee farm of the diocese for 2 weeks. Those from Peramiho is a cup of tea. But those from Kachebera and St. Peter in Malawi is a big case. But I tell them, you have come to me asking for priesthood, you take it or you leave it. This is the condition. So, we are very grateful. My brother bishops, this is the direction. Let us be bold and self-reliance in terms of personnel and in terms of financial resources. Your Grace, my Lord Bishops, my brother priests, the Reverend Sisters here present, Madam Cabinet Minister, all government officials here present, religious leaders of the other faith, and I want to say thank you very much for your attention. Thank you.